Hello and welcome to this instalment of Talkin Trim. I'm Jonathan Skinner and today we're looking at the carpet flooring area for a Jaguar XK120 fixed head coupe model. So this video is going to cover a few parts. The majority of it is the carpet set, but then I've also put associated parts that you may wish to also consider at the same time as a carpet set. It's worth noting at this stage that all of these parts are included as standard in our trim kit. Trim kit being pretty much the complete interior package that you need to restore a car, and it does work out significantly cheaper to buy all the parts within the trim kit as a trim kit versus individually. That being said, we can supply those parts individually if you want, and when we say individually, we normally refer to them in car sets. So for example, the carpet set, when we say we sell it individually, it's sold as a set of floor carpets, i.e. all of the carpeted pieces in here I'm about to go over. And for example, say the door sill Furflex there, they're sold in a pair. That is a car set. This particular kit's been done in red. The wool carpet that we've used is what we refer to as classic red, which is quite a sort of deep toned red, lovely colour. And then we've edged it in cherry red, which matches the heel pads, handbrake and all of the other interior parts that this customer has ordered from us, all the interior trim panels and whatnot. I have done a few videos showing this kit in different various pieces, so it's worth checking the links in the description below for those videos as well. And if you have been watching any of those other videos, you may find a couple of these parts are repeated in these videos just for sort of clarity in terms of bits that go with certain bits within the car, so just bear that in mind. But yeah, it's been done in classic red and then cherry red to edge. We do offer a very wide range of colours, the widest in the industry, not just in terms of overall colours but also shades within those colours. We've got sort of 4 or 5 different shades of red, vinyls, leathers, wools, etc. So just bear that in mind. We do offer the widest range there, and we do like to complement everything through. It's the levels of detail that we go to on these cars here in terms of matching up the binding to the leathers and then the stitching, etc., to give it that lovely contrast. It's going that extra mile. But what we've got in this video here is we've got the main floor carpets, which are pretty obvious. You've obviously got the front floors, the 2 sill carpets, the firewall toe boards and the main gearbox carpet there. We've also then got the dip dimmer switch cover in the corner there. This piece of vinyl is actually part of the carpet set. It's the cover for the inspection plate. We've then got the handbrake safety brake cover in leather. We've got a pair of door sill Furflex draft excluder bits. Then we've got the lower bulkhead at the back there. Now the lower bulkhead is sometimes in carpet in these cars. For the fixed heads, they did change the materials. They were fairly inconsistent. This particular order, we've actually done it in vinyl at the request of the customer, but some cars were supplied either in moquette, vinyl or carpet, so hence why I've kind of included it in this video here. Then finally we've got a piece of material here which we include as part of the carpet set as well, which is to cover up the bodywork area of the rear prop shaft section there. This car is a left-hand drive car, but we do have the patterns for left-hand drive and right-hand drive. So let's dive on in at the front, starting at the front here. Oh, it's worth noting as well, sorry, we've got the fixings as well, carpet fixings. They are sold separately to the carpet set, and they're these 4 different fixings there, and you get a bag of them. We also do supply the Underfelt natural jute felt, not in this video, but it's sold separately to the carpet set as well. Both the fixings and the felt are included in the trim kit. So let's start at the front of the car with the dip dimmer switch cover. So it's moquette being a wool-based product, very short pile, no backing to it, makes it very pliable to small pieces around the car, and that is to cover this button plate that sticks out in the firewall area there, here, as you can see there. So that is the kit for that. That is sold separately to the carpet set. Then when we're talking about the carpet set, let's start at the front. We've obviously got the firewalls which go down toe board area of the car. You get a pair of them, like I say, left-hand drive, so they are slightly handed on those. You then get the gearbox tunnel, which is sewn, has the gear lever, and like I say, we supply a loose bit of material for retrimming the inspection plate there, which is normally on the side of the gearbox. The gear lever is supplied in leather, and it has a nice surround to it there. And we've actually updated and adapted our patterns to put the seam at the front there, because then it's less in sight when it's in the car. Sometimes they had it down the back here. We of course can do that if you prefer, but generally speaking we've updated it so that when it's in the car you see the nice side of the leather, not the seam side of it. So bear that in mind, it is done by design. Front floors, these take up the majority of the front and rear floor of the car there. They're edged all the way around. The heel pads are leather. We've used a smooth leather to match the customer's other parts in the car, and on the 120s they had the cross stitch on them. It was only the 120s that had that cross stitch. Some later cars you often see with the cross stitch, but originally it was only the 120s that featured the cross stitch on them. You then had the sill carpets, left and right sills there. They obviously were the kind of step going into the car. Let's just reference that in the book. Where are we? Go. So obviously we're talking about the front floors. That's the gearbox there. You can see the inspection plate just there that I was referring to earlier, and these are obviously the main front floors. These are the sills here that you would step into. Some of these photos are actually drop heads, but the concept's exactly the same. You can see the sill there. It comes up at the side there next to the A-post. Yeah. Now, it's worth bearing in mind, edging-wise, binding-wise, we bind mostly to OEM specifications, but the general principle being that you don't see any raw edges when they're in the car. So, for example, the left and right edges of the gearbox carpet, they will tuck underneath the bound edge of the front floor carpets and thus out of sight. Same principle again on the sills, they'll tuck underneath. So that's the concept there, no raw edge on show. Like I say, lower bulkheads at the back of the car, that was sometimes in carpet, so let us know when placing an inquiry or an order if you wanted in carpet, but some were vinyl, some were moquette, some were carpet, so just let us know and we will act accordingly. Little piece of material there is for the rear prop shaft area. It's often an area of bodywork that's exposed. We supply that as standard in our carpet sets. Then we've got the Furflex sill carpet, Furflex draft extruder on the sills. Not all the cars seem to have it, but some did. You can just about make it out down in this photo here on the edge there. It will basically sit along this sill here, but I don't think it's in this photo, but it is in that photo, which shows, again, obviously the inconsistencies. So we do sell that separately. We sell it in the car set, but obviously not part of the carpet kit. So just let us know. And then finally, we've got the Handbrake safety brake cover. Again, sold separately, but you know, kind of part of the carpet set, I guess, as it goes on the floor. It's worth noting that the fixed heads and drop heads, they were handed left-hand drive and right-hand drive, but they also had two versions. They had the straight version, which is this version here, and then they had the crooked version as well. We have patterns for both, not to be confused with the 120 Roadster, which was completely different in that area there. So yeah, I think that about covers all of that. But yeah, hopefully you found that useful and interesting. Like I say, all of these parts included as standard in our trim kit, but we can supply them separately if you want, separately being in car set format. Worth checking out the description below. In case I've overlooked or forgotten anything, I'll add that there. I do these videos off the top of my head, so I can often forget something. And also there'll be links to other videos for other parts that you may wish to consider for your 120 fixed head restoration, as well as obviously links to our website about how to contact us and inquire about placing an order or just some knowledge on the cars there. So be sure to check that out. Thanks for tuning in. Please remember to like, subscribe and share with other classic car enthusiasts, and be sure to check us out next time. Cheers.